Hello, and thank you for joining us for a wonderful, we should add wonderful Whiskey and Wisdom Wednesday. Today we have Weller. It's the W episode.
With Will and Cory Williams.
Oh yeah, I love it when a plan comes together. So anyway, today, Will Herring, All Western Mortgage, Cory Williams, eXp Realty. We're living the dream in the cloud. You should too.
That's right.
We're talking today about when is the best time to contact a lender or an agent.
Great question.
And you said to me like, well, when is it? And I said, well, we're going to find out.
I think it's yesterday,
Yeah.
but I'm going to tell you why.
Tell me more.
Okay. If you're thinking about buying a house, the more knowledge you can put into your head, the better position you're going to be in.
Yes.
And the better decisions you're going to make.
Yes.
Okay? So you can do all the searching on the internet you want,
Right.
but there's so much clickbait in the world today that you cannot find real data or real numbers or real properties.
Yes.
Let's use Zillow, for example.
Okay.
I have clients click on Zillow, and you tell me, are the 100% of the houses on Zillow actually available?
No.
No. How about those ones that say they're in pre-foreclosure?
No.
No. How about the payment? I'm going to tell you that the payment has never been accurate. When Zillow gives you a payment, monthly payment, estimated monthly payment, sometimes they're this much, sometimes they're this much,
Right.
and I have not been able to figure out what math they're using.
Right.
So as an example,
And
Zillow
don't
is
even
horrible.
get me started on Z estimates, right? Zestimates, like, So,
Well, yeah, it just as one example of
Yes.
the clickbait.
Yes.
You need to contact a lender and a real estate professional
Yes.
as soon as you think, someday I want to buy a house. Someday I would like to buy a home.
Ooh, I love that.
Someday.
Okay, so you started with yesterday, but now you're saying when someday comes in to your mindset.
Right. People think, I've talked to thousands and thousands of clients, and the consensus is usually, I don't think I'm ready to buy a house. I don't think that I can. I think that this debt on my credit report is going to hurt me. I think that my truck
Yes.
payment, I think that those credit cards, I don't know if I can afford a property. And unfortunately, a lot of people just go ahead and sign a lease agreement. And I got some words about lease agreements.
Right.
So unfortunately, you should get the data and the knowledge right up front.
Right. So I was just talking with the client yesterday, and they said, hey, we were thinking about, we were considering, we thought, hey, maybe we should someday 2 years ago, right? But the market was moving too fast, or the market was, they use the word scared to get in.
Right.
And so what I would encourage you to do out there is, as Will said, if you're thinking someday we would do that, then it's time to pick up the phone, right? It's time to go ahead and just reach out.
Right.
We don't have to pull credit. We don't have to do a big deep dive. You don't even have to share any information whatsoever.
That's right.
But what we do for our clients is we start with the education process
Right.
early and often.
Right.
So to walk them through, because it is daunting. I understand why those clients were scared. My goodness, it is a massive, massive investment and endeavor.
Right.
And not to scare anybody off, but a real estate transaction is a series of problems that have to be solved.
That's
So
right.
you better put the right team in place that is going to lock arms with you, stay focused on what's most important to you,
Right.
and possibly whatever investment, sort of investment strategies that they have. You need somebody that's willing to lock arms, put the pen to paper, and really help you achieve your goals and dreams.
Right. I have an example. I had a client, and I chatted with him about a home purchase, and he wasn't ready. And we had our first appointment, and then 3 or 4 months later, we had another appointment. I didn't pull his credit. I just taught him what home ownership looked like. He told me, hey, I make about, $80 a day or whatever it was. And we did the math for him. I didn't get any of his personal information. I didn't know where he worked. 6 months later, we had another appointment. A year later, we had another appointment. He finally wanted me to pull his credit. He thought he was ready, and we had to do a little work on his credit.
Okay.
And I didn't pressure him. He moved along at his own pace. 5 years later, and about 16 appointments, he bought a house.
Wow.
And you know what his biggest regret was? Not talking to me sooner.
Yeah.
Not talking to me sooner. Not finding out the actual numbers sooner. So there's no pressure. We want people to understand what they're doing. We want you to understand that you're investing in real estate when you're buying a home instead of signing a lease.
Yes.
100% of the money you use to pay your lease is interest. 100% is interest. I bought my first house at 11.5%. The rates are much lower than that today, but you're still building equity, and only a small portion of what you spend on your home payment as a purchase is interest.
Okay. So here's the bottom line, guys. Like, if you're out there listening and you're saying, hey, when is the right time for me to contact the realtor or the lender? The answer is yesterday. Go ahead, because you're not going to regret. Now listen, you and I both know there are agents and lenders out there that will pressure people.
Right.
If you're getting pressure, hit the eject button. Give us a call. Give somebody else a call. Doesn't matter. The point is, if you're feeling pressured by someone else imposing their timeline on you, you need to hit the eject button. I think proof is in the pudding. 16 appointments and 5 years later, we're not going to pressure you.
Right.
Just helping some folks that you knew were getting pressure list their home. And so it's like, hey, let's go ahead and have the conversation. The power of information in our clients' hands is what we are all about. We provide and you decide.
Right. So if we did a Zoom meeting, this is just an example of what it could look like. I share the screen with you. You say, hey, I'm only comfortable with a $2,000 house payment or a $3,000 house payment. I show you what that looks like. And we put you in the driver's seat for the house payment that you're going to be comfortable with. We show you how much money you'll have left over at the end of the month. We talk about if you're house poor or not, whether you could qualify or not. I don't need to pull your credit to do that. If you figure out that there's some unknowns that you now understand, it's not so scary to talk to a lender and a real estate agent about moving forward. You take the next step when you're ready.
Yeah. We know the right questions to ask you. We've seen the scenarios. We use this wisdom moniker on our Wednesday calls because we combine our experience, our expertise, our knowledge to benefit you. Any lasting thoughts on when is the right time to call a lender or a real estate professional?
What if you found out that you can afford the house, that there's a house out there that you could live in, that you could make a profit on that property over time? What if you found out that it's affordable and doable? And we've gotten people into homes with $0 out of pocket.
Yes.
$0 out of pocket. That's not impossible. So everything is possible. Everything is negotiable in real estate. As long as you're in the driver's seat, you get to make the decision.
Love, love, love it. Everybody that I ever talk to is the only regrets they really have are the things that they didn't try. And I think you just posed a really great question. What if you found out? that you could have 5 years before, got that house,
Right.
and got that 10%, 12%, 15%, maybe 5%. I'm not representing what equity gains would be here, but and realize that equity gain plus some month over month money. What if that could have happened for you? That's why we're here, to help you understand if it can, and then we provide the information and you make the decisions.
I love that.
Will, my
Thanks for having
friend, as always, guys, thanks for joining us again today, and if we can help in any way, let us know.
Hire Pro, Cory
So
Williams,
long.
living the dream.
So long for now.